So guys, there's basically three things that rich people do that separates them from the poor and middle class. And if you just take a moment, look at anyone that's making a lot of money. If you got a list of all the people that were making, let's say, $5 million or more a year, which I think is pretty good money, right? I consider that rich. $5 million or more a year, you're going to see all walks of life. What do I mean by that? You're going to see old people, you're going to see young people. You're going to see black people, you're going to see white people. You're going to see fat people, you're going to see skinny people. You're going to see people from the UK, you're going to see people from the US. You're going to see people from Canada, you're going to see people from Australia and from other places. You're going to see people that were born into the rich, right? Like Donald Trump's daughter, right? She's making really good money. But you're also going to see people that were born in the hood, were born in the ghetto, they had abusive parents that were separated, yet somehow they managed to become rich. That's because they understand these three things. These three things, once you understand them, are what separates the poor and the middle class from the rich. And the first thing is mindset. Thinking like the rich. The rich think a certain way, and the way they think is different than the way the poor and middle class think. They view their time differently. They view money differently. The poor, middle class versus the rich, they view money dramatically differently. And they view opportunity. They view risk differently. Once you can think like the rich, you will start to be able to make money like the rich. You got to get the two other things too, but the mindset is the first and the most important thing. And here's why. It's all about what goes in right here. It's all about what goes in your head. And allow me to explain, because the first time I read this, like 10 years ago in the self-improvement book, I said, what the hell thinking? How does thinking make you rich? Well, here's why. If you can take thoughts, there's certain ways that rich people view money. So if you could take those thoughts, those ideas, those principles, those things that they view money, those ideas, and you could put them in your head, then you could start to view money the same way that they do. Then that will determine the actions that you take, because thoughts are things. Thoughts create your reality, right? So if you have, let's say you're poor or you're middle class and you have the thinking of the middle class. If you could take that thinking out and put in rich people thinking, then when you're in certain situations, you will go about handling those situations differently because you're now thinking like the rich. And then based on those, let me give you an example. Let me give you like a nuts and bolts example so it's not all methodical and up in the air, okay? So one of the things that rich people do is they take chances. This is a mindset tip. This is really good stuff too, by the way. Is they take chances and they will go after things even if they don't know all the stuff, right? So even if they're not sure if they could do it or they don't know all the pieces of the puzzle yet, they will go after something and take a chance on something that can make them money, even if there's a chance they could fail. So let me give you an example. So when I was promoting, which is a business I eventually grew to well over $100,000 a year, and I was working 2 hours a week doing it, and I talk about that later in other videos, not in this video. But when I was doing that, I remember working at this nightclub, and I was the best promoter out there. And I was so good, the owner came to me, and he said, Aaron, I got this one promoter that been paying a lot of money. You're bringing in so many people, I want to just give you their position. I want to give you their money, have you do what they do, which for me it would be like I was making like a few $100s a day there. That would have jumped my income up to about $2,000 a day, just to give you guys an idea, just by doing this one thing. And he said, and if you do it, he said, I'll give you the position. You can go ahead and take it. Is that something you want to do? Well, I turned it down because I didn't understand the mindset of the rich. And I didn't understand, and you have to know a little bit more than me just talking about it in this video, but I didn't understand that I should have taken that position and I could have figured it out along the way. That's one of the things rich people do. There's this saying that if you wait for all the lights, if you're going to go on a road trip, and you're going to go from wherever you are to some place you want to go. If you wait for all the lights to become green, so you know you have a surefire route without any bumps in the road from here to there, That's never going to happen. You need to just start the journey, take the chance, and you'll be able to figure everything else out along the way. So that's one of the mindsets. Now there's more than just that. There's a bunch of other things, right? But once you understand the mindset of the rich, once you can think like the rich and you have that whole part, the whole mindset thing down, you will start to act on those principles. You will do different things, and then you'll start to make money because you'll be thinking like the rich, and the results that you produce in your life will be that of the rich, aka you becoming rich. So hopefully you got some value from this, and just understand that one of the principles of becoming rich is mindset, is understanding the way they think and thinking like the rich. And the good news is, by the way, that's not a hard thing to do. It's not hard to, it's not like I'm saying, hey, go out there and, do manual labor for 12 hours a day. That's kind of hard. I'm saying, hey, you just got to change what goes up here, which usually means you just have to watch a video like you're watching now, or, you got to watch a bunch of them. You just have to hear the information and understand it, and then just apply it to your life, and then you'll start to think like the rich and become rich. So hopefully you guys got some value from this video, and I'll see you on the next one.